Youth perceive adults as supreme or all-knowing people. They are idolized and described as wise because of their experience. Students who have supportive relationships are more likely to grow and build a strong identity that they can truly live with and enjoy, whereas students who are restricted in this sense often feel resentments towards the identity they form. Juno is a film about a 16-year-old girl who becomes pregnant and must decide what to do about the situation. Through the film, she endures discrimination from her peers, school, family, and friends, and eventually decides to give the baby up for adoption, not to keep it, and not to abort it. These decisions are made through influences from her friends and family and peers, as well as herself. This film explores identity, responsibility, transitioning from adolescence to adulthood, judgment, outcasting, acceptance, imperfection, and the idolization of adults. In developing identity and acceptance in youth culture, having friendships that are close and supportive can mean a lot. In Juno, Leia expresses this friendship by being supportive of Juno when she becomes pregnant and throughout the film. She allows Juno to feel accepted, express her feelings, as well as get through some hard times in her life. Although we are introduced to a few other friends throughout the film, I chose to focus on Leia because she seemed to have more of an influence on Juno. Unfortunately, at school, her peers and the administration and school society discriminates and judges Juno for her choices. She at first wants to abort the child, and one of her peers is there at the abortion clinic shouting that it is not right for babies to not be born. Then at school, when she is seen keeping the baby after a few months and showing belly, peers judge her and pressure her and make her feel unloved and unwanted in their society. Although this strains Juno at first, she learns to get over her wanting of the acceptance of her peers and moves on with her life knowing that she accepts herself. Juno's parents end up being a big support for her when she tells them she's pregnant. Although they are upset that she has been so irresponsible as to become pregnant, they respect her choices and they are happy to help and be supportive where she needs it. Her father drives her to the hospital, and they all stay with her until she feels better and helps her recover from giving birth. This sort of support allows Juno to develop better understanding of adulthood and respects her parents more so afterwards. By respecting her decisions, her parents demonstrate the adult life that she is wanting to echo. They express how they are not an idolized couple, but that they are responsible and respectful, and that although things can be hard, they love her. This love and respect scaffolds her way into an understanding of adulthood that was better able to shape her decision when she chooses parents for her child. Just as she did for her parents, Juno had high expectations of the two potential adoptive parents of her unborn child. Although Vanessa did end up adopting the child without Mark, in the beginning, the two expressed a sort of organization and loving environment that Juno preferred for her child. Unfortunately, because this was an idolized version of the truth, Juno realized afterwards that it was a mismatched marriage and that it was just as disorganized and imperfect as everything else she knew. Although this was a moment of bittersweet understanding, it helped Juno to develop her understanding of what adulthood was really like instead of the idolized version she created in her head. Juno corrected her expectations of adulthood and was able to move on and accept Vanessa as a single parent because she recognized that she was a responsible adult, the way that Mark was not. Throughout the film, Juno explores her identity while facing the discrimination of her peers, judgment of them, and accepting herself as she is. She takes on the responsibilities of carrying the child, as well as making sure it has a safe home. These responsibilities shape her identity, and she is able to cope in society and move on from this experience. She learns how to make hard decisions, as well as how to push back on social norms, as well as accept herself. She is an enriched experience by going through all of this, and continues on in life, better able to cope with young adulthood and her new responsibilities as a person.